Getting people to buy in your dream is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
I am firesomely focused. I wrote. I got a team together and we produced. We spent a lot of money and it failed. You know where the fame is? It's in a laptop. I was crude as crude could be. I never had any formal or informal training in screenwriting, and I wrote. It took time to look at Nigerian movies and I don't get inspired. Visioneering is just a small subset of actualizing a dream. Nobody is going to give me their money for me to build my dreams. And nobody is going to invest in your passion except you. Get where life go push you reach. You go do it in a man be not it. There are scars in my heart. It's going to follow you, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. I've been hurt, I've been abandoned, I've been cursed,
Wow.
I've been humiliated. Look at my eyes very well. You see I read here? As far as God lives, we can't fail. Because I didn't happen, I grow. I'm afraid of the next generation because the culture of hard work no longer exists. I work often with the veterans. So there's this depth these old folks bring. Now what happens to the younger generation? There's this fervor, there's this glamour, there's this glitz they bring. You see, people run after fame. Fame is fleeting. You master the act of process and the integrity of procedure. You will endure. There's little you can do in life with vision. There are people who should believe in your vision. I'm the little boy whom God has helped master this failure.
Wow.
Don't be in a hurry. My advice to young filmmakers.
Gentlemen and ladies, glad to have you join us on yet another edition of your favorite podcast, Inside Life with the Magnificent. Today, as always, we have a special guest in the house. And today's guest is no other than Dr. Idiagbonya Samuel, popularly known as Uncle Sam. President, CEO, Fetmas Group. Chief Creative Officer, Fetmas Studios. A champion of simplicity and humility. Uncle Sam's guiding principles are integrity, reliability, purpose, and accountability. With a profound respect for the intricate wave of life, he brings a unique perspective to his work. As a versatile Nigerian filmmaker, Uncle Sam has directed, produced, and written several notable movies including Lami, Turns, Turs, and Acquiescence. His impressive television credits includes Meadows with 26 episodes, The Settler with 15 episodes, Us with 11 episodes, My Sister and I with 10 episodes. Uncle Sam's creative vision and leadership continue to shape the Nigerian film and television landscape. Please make welcome Uncle Sam.
Thank you, Mr. Shane. First, I need to set some controversy straight. First, I was shocked you got my citation. Where did you get that?
I did my job.
Wow,
it's as simple as that.
That's fantastic.
I did my job.
And interestingly, when I heard champion, I'm like, whoa. Are you talking to somebody else? And,
no, nobody else but you. Definitely you.
Well,
Definitely
we're still
you.
far from manifestation. We're just on a journey. I'm Idiagbonya Samuel, and Samuel is the only name I have. And I was born in Ondo State, Okitipupa to be precise, where I had my early life. I grew up in Okitipupa. I can see the vegetations. Beautiful place, and I was given birth to by teachers. My father was a principal of a school. My mom was also a classroom teacher.
Wow.
I have a very tough upbringing.
I can feel where the intelligence is coming from.
Pretty much because first, my dad is quite old. I'm the son of a very old man. And I remember growing up, my father would say, if to say I did quick give birth, you as you be, so you be my grandchild. You're not supposed to be my first son. And I gleaned wisdom from an old man at a very, very early age. So my father was times 3 far from my generation. Okay. We moved to Benin, where we traced our ancestral lineage. After staying in Ondo State for a long time, we moved to Benin, where my father became a full clergy. And I had my early life in Benin also, where I attended the secondary school, universities, and before I moved to Abuja. Moving to Abuja, and here I am. Interestingly,
and here you are. Wow, it's been great knowing from what background you came from. One thing I pick is you're from the background where books takes the center stage. If I understood what you said, of course, I can see where the intelligence is coming from. Okay, now moving on. What sparked the interest? Going into movie, what really sparked the interest?
Somebody finally asked me this question. Sparked?
Yes.
Sparked the interest. First, I've always been...
or you've always wanted to be...
No. Okay. I've always been somebody who questions a lot. Okay. First, like I said, I've been issue. I was raised by a very, very, very wise father. And we were subjected to reading, cramming. And... I was pretty much a science student to the core, first class student, and I was in the depth of the sciences. But something happened in 1999. I can't forget. I just wrote a play, The Indomitable Destiny. I just wrote it. You could say starting drama in church. I like process. I just like orderliness. I just wrote it. And I gave it to my father.
So how did you get started?
All right. Pretty much I was 2013. The zeal to write was still burning. The zeal to produce was still burning. And prior to this moment, I just didn't have any training. I was still crude as crude could be. So I wrote. I called a team together and we produced. We spent a lot of money and it failed. Failed woefully.
Sorry about that.
It failed classically. It failed phenomenally. It failed excruciatingly. It failed sincerely.
I believe you couldn't laugh as you're laughing.
Man, it failed. And
how did you feel? Can you describe how you felt when you
I'll be very honest with you. Is when you fail, you evaluate. I now began to see...
When you fail, you evaluate.
Yeah, you evaluate. I began to see what led me here. Why did I fail? How is it done? What are the approachable or the applicable industry standards? I evaluated. I did. Big time. So 2013 was my first approach. I shot January 2014. Got the team together. Everything failed. You know where the fame is? It's not a laptop. Monument of failure. Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
Very funny.
So after evaluating failure, and pretty much my wife was in and it. She just wanted me to live my dreams, and so I sat back.
She wasn't seeing what you were seeing.
She was in. She supported me.
Okay.
She's a lawyer, so she's a lawyer of repute. She just like my husband is doing. Let's do it.
Okay.
So I sat back. First, I discovered that I was crude as crude could be. I never had any formal or informal training in screenwriting, and I wrote. You see, everybody there was cheering me on. They were, let me use the Nigerian word, they were chopping my money. The writer, I was a writer wrong. As a producer, I don't know anything about producing. everybody that I was working with were wrong, because I was either a specimen for trial or an opportunity to make money from them. And I saw my failure right before me. And
How are you getting funding for all this?
I work hard, man. I'm a businessman to the core. I work hard. See, sir, I work my hand to my bone. Look at me closely, sir. I'm a hard worker. See, I don't have time. See, I'm a young man. I work extremely hard.
I like that.
And I work extremely honest. See, I don't want to delve into that. If he's trekking, we trek honorably. If he's stealing, we steal honorably. If he's carrying, we carry honorably. So I work hard. I was raised by a man who believed that a young man should work hard. So I don't depend on people for survival. If I don't have, I don't have. Till I have, I do. So when I discovered thank God it was my money, it was not borrowed. So I nursed my wound.
And
moved on, but haven't evaluated. So to answer your question, 2013, early 2014 was the first attempt I had at production.
Okay. Where were you getting your influences from? You had any mentor? You were looking up to someone?
Back to my mentor. I've always loved weaving words. And when I look at Peter Jackson's script, the writer of The Lord of the Rings, now is the hour, shoot of our clan, oath you have taken, fulfill them to the lords and the land. I like the way they weave word. Respect to the Nigerian industry. I watch a lot of white movies, not the action, historical movies.
The word.
I like the way they constitute their set. I just love the way they play on words. So I took time to look at Nigerian movies, and I don't get inspired. Respectfully, I remember from our childhood when you watch, with due respect to him, Desmond Elliot. When you go to school the next day, you want to behave like Desmond Elliot. You want to talk like him.
Yeah, he was that cool.
Yeah, or when you watch Darling, what's that his name? You watch the guy that said Darling. When you come to school the next day, you want to be calling everybody Darling.
No, man.
And nothing psych our cerebral hemisphere, with due respect to them. But when I watch the poetic arrangement of foreign interplays, something strike a chord that this is what I want to write. And with due respect, that was after my failure. That's when I went to do what I supposed to have done.
What's that?
Training. Follow.
Training.
Admire. You train, you follow, get a mentor, admire. So the first thing I needed to start doing was, how do they even write? How do they even think? How do people even come around with stories? We just want to tell stories, but how can I elicit emotion? How can I elicit empathy? How can I make my words stand out? So, being an avid reader and a deep scholar, I started reading. So, I took courses. If you know the certifications I have below my bed, and the degrees with regard to screenwriting and movie making, you will be shocked. But interestingly, you're a Christian, right?
I am.
Interestingly, leadership is just, visioneering is just a small subset of actualizing a dream. You see who we executed. That's why the Bible says, write that they may read and run. You write, some people will read, some people will run. So I evaluated where I failed. First was the team. And if you look, I'm sorry because of our diverse audience, but this is the only standard example I have. If you look at Jesus, the Bible says he picked, watch the word, he picked his disciples. So Jesus marketed his vision to Simon Peter. And if you look at his dimension of act, he said, Simon, can I use your boat? But before he used his boat, he gave him a statement of hope. He said, I will make you a fisher of men. I will make you. Make you. There's a statement of hope in marketing. So you don't expect people to just defer to you. There are people that are going to carry your vision. You need to hunt.
Yes,
he said, I will make you. So Simon Peter knew that he's going to be made a fisher of men.
Yes.
So you're going to make me a statement of the future. Why don't I see the manifestation of the future in the immediate? So he used this boat and he said, hey, Peter, cast your net into the sea. You're going to make me in the future, but let me see the manifestation in the immediate. The Bible says, and he cast his net into the sea and he caught fishes and his neck broke. Sorry to our divergent audience, but this is the interesting fact. If somebody can give me this fish in the immediate, if I follow him over the years,
how much more
can he give me?
Yes.
Now, the essence of the modern Pentecostal church is built on Peter. He said, Peter, on this rock will I build my church. Even the first pope is called Peter. So the first thing I needed to do is I already know what I want. And I know the niche I'm trying to carve out. Why don't I hunt for the people? See, sir, getting people to buy into your dream is the hardest thing. And for you to get people to buy into your dream, you need patience. So that I don't run ahead of myself in your questioning, I went back to school, trained, and got the right people.
Wow. Training is the key word, if I get you right. Okay, what's your most memorable moment in production?
My failures.
Your failures?
Yeah. See, you know how gold is being made? It's in the furnace of afflictions. If you look past my glasses to my eyes, you discover they are red. Yeah. I am firesomely focused. Today is not the time to talk about my personal life. See, there's no inch of there's no inch of distraction in my heart.
I'm very much interested in your personal, your person.
I failed megally once. I had small failure. Now let me explain something to you, sir. My memorable moments were my failures and a picking. Okay. I'm sorry. I just, he's the only person I enjoy referring to, because there will not be copyright issue when I refer to him. The impact Jesus made from the 12, despite the one betrayer, is transgenerational. My memorable moments were my failures. So I know what I want. Nobody is going to give me their money for me to build my dreams. So rather than do it on a mega scale, I started doing it small.
You started little.
So I will be the writer, director, producer. Then with respect to them, I had miscreants around. So this one will come as cameraman. And because I'm an academia, I've read. You come and you are lying to me, but I don't care. I need to get this thing done. So I sit by you and begin to watch every character. I'm patient. I know, man. I know what I'm going to. So stylishly follow these people. Sometimes they will tell you, sir, we need to go and plan. So they will take you to a dirty, stinking environment. I sit with them, mingle with them, because I know where I'm going to. This is not a feat that I learned. I didn't reach theater art, neither am I. My father was a retired actor or producer. So this is the jive. Keep on failing step by step, line by line, after the other. I'll get my money, do a film. They will edit it. Edit could take over time. Go back to the drawing board, carry my books. Because nobody is going to invest in your passion except you. Carry my books. The money we spend is gone. Come again. Somebody will say, I started buying equipment, buying this. But these guys, they thought they were using me, but I was learning. But I knew this was not the people I'm going to make life with. So my memorable moments in filmmaking are my failures. See, so look at me. There are scars in my heart. There are scars. There are lies told. There are
I can feel it in your words.
There are humiliation. There are passion. There are undignifying moments. There are moments where nobody look past you. But man, I know what I want. I write. I read. Up till before I came here, I was reading a script, not mine. So what I do now is read 3 scripts every day. Foreign scripts. Read behind the thought of the writer. I was just reading Peter Jackson's adaptation just now. So it spanned for 10 years, 8 years of memorable failures. In these 8 years, I was able to filter my team. See, sir, I could talk to you now for the next 3 hours about my team. Man, I told you I failed because of people. Now, if there's any success you've seen that made you call us champion, it's because of these people. See, there are so many talented folks around, but because they don't have a sincere leader, there are many users. I know you have your experience.
Of course.
A lot of users.
I do.
A lot of users.
I do.
My memorable moments where I don't jump ahead of myself are my failures.
Okay. How do you find and develop new project ideas?
Oh,
this is...
I love this. First, during our building moments, we were working on topical issue.
Okay.
If it was before, now that we have the gist of the respectable two-faced Idibia and his lovely wife, this issue around, we'll have done a small story around that, trend a little bit. That was then. But now is what we stand for in FedMass, we tend to inform, we tend to inspire,
Okay.
and we tend to educate.
Okay.
So the hallmark of everything I do is to inform, inspire, and educate. So how do I get my inspiration? It's from the depth of thoughts. Man.
Just looking through life and thinking.
So there's a strength I have. I could divulge it a little. My strength is loneliness. My power is silence. Sometimes I love sitting in a dark room and
Quiet.
bless my wife. She knows when I need my moment.
Okay.
Or you could be making noise. I hide in myself. Yes, these are products of childhood traumas, but that's where I see life. The way I see life is different. Then I watch people. So you could just see me fold my hands and you think I'm thinking. I'm not. I'm watching people. Everybody inspires me, positively or negatively. I will never forget when there was a time I was in Warri. I landed in Warri, and that day I was on a suit, carrying my bag, and the cab man that was supposed to take me to my hotel just say, my guy, the way you wear this suit now, so I think say my life could be 20 years ago. But I begin to follow boys, bad boys, follow girls. Do you know, I thought of that thing for 2 days. The way people behave, the way you laugh, the way you think, the way anything you do inspires me. So I draw my inspiration for everything. Sometimes I watch my kid. Okay, there's an inspiration that is hitting me. I knew when my daughter was just I delivered my daughter, my only daughter. So I was the one who delivered her.
You delivered her. You're a medical doctor?
Yes.
What did you study again?
So my daughter,
I don't get it.
My daughter was delivered into my hand. I was the one who delivered my daughter. And there was this foolishness. You know, those days was the day of BBM, right? Was the one that Blackberry. So I snapped the girl and put it on my status. That's a story for another day. Now, yesterday night, I'm trying to develop a story on, as my team advised, develop a story on delinquencies, the young ones, the young folk, the delinquents. And I could not pick any experience in my mind on how young folks behave. I don't have, see, when we behave, that's a story for another day. So I sat my daughter down and I was listening to her. Listening to her slangs, listening to what she does every day in school, how she drops her bag, how she talks to her friend, how she coordinates the class, how they go to eat. So what do? Gossip? And I didn't know I was crying. I looked past her to the baby I received to life. And as she was talking, I was taking note. And she said, what, man? Was this guy not supposed to say, Daddy, sorry? He said, oh, man, I'm striking a chord. I'm inspiring him. He's crying. I was like, man. No, can you imagine? He said, I'm inspiring him. He's crying. So I wiped my eyes and I put myself. I said, no, I'm not on my glasses. He said, Daddy, accept. I'm making sense, right? So I like, okay. Now I'm trying to write a story about their life. And I again thought of life. My little baby.
That would be top notch.
My little baby.
That would be top notch.
It's now my source of inspiration. I remember on Sunday, I accidentally walked into a room. I said, Daddy, next time you call me, you knock. And it inspired me. Oh man, today's not a third day for talk.
It's the Gen Z thing, man.
Pretty much. So I get inspiration from a lot. I get inspiration from my team. I hear people's experience. I just watch people. I watch people a lot. I create in silence. I love silence.
Wow.
Not necessarily the silence of noise.
Yes.
The silence of my
The silence
mind.
of your spirit.
Once my spirit is calm, I hear a lot.
Wow.
Pretty much answering your question. That's all.
Wow.
That's how I draw my inspiration.
That's really, really deep. That is deep.
Thank
if
you
you
very
ask me.
much.
Wow. Not very many parents, especially the male folks, are able to even stand the side of their wife delivering. But you delivered.
See, can I tell you something in pidgin English?
Yes.
You get where life go push you reach. You go do it in normal man be not the life not push us.
So was that you had no choice but to do that? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'll delve into that a little bit.
I'm interested, like I said, I'm interested in your personal.
So I must censor my life. You see something, my brother? I'm a product of history. I'm a product of pain. I'm a product of process. And I'm a product of purpose. I've seen life. I've been hurt. I've been abandoned. I've been cursed.
Wow.
I've been humiliated. I've been forgotten. I've never been believed in. So breaking all limitation and having them for breakfast. So like I said, I've been issue. You get where life will push you. That's a story for another day.
So life pushed you, and you had to do what you had to do. And thank God it turns out well.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. I don't know. What's your approach to working with producers, actors?
Okay, I'm excited about this question. My approach, right?
Your approach.
Thank you very much. First, now everybody I've been working with, I prize my team, and I brag with my team. Because you see, over the years, we've been able to build a culture of excellence in our circle. Yeah. Now, everybody knows what I want, hone my skills, failed, refilled again, do a lot, more than hundreds of short film on my scale. Some never saw the light of the day. Joined the American Critical Society of Screenwriters. So when I write, I send it. Sometimes when I write, you just say, this is not a screenplay. When I write, this is nonsense. So when I write, I think this person should stop writing. Now I write, I get 10 over 10. Now I write, can we buy it?
Wow.
Now I write, I don't quit, bro.
You are dogged.
I know. I said, look at my eyes very well. You see, I read there. Fire with purpose. So I remember there was a time I wrote, and a particular lady had to send me a personal message. I said, can you stop writing, please? You ain't making sense. And my reply was, I know, I'll get better.
Like you said, you've been cursed.
Yeah.
You've
been abandoned, been devalued, reduced, casted out. But man, I didn't.
Let's talk about the curse.
There are a lot of curses here and there. Curses because of ego.
Okay.
Curses because of anger.
Okay.
Curses because of the force of the spiritual manifestation. But hey, bro, I went past all of that. I'm the little boy whom God has helped. If there's anybody that has enjoyed God's mercies, I think I'm the one. So pretty much.
And me too.
Yeah, I've enjoyed God's mercies. So I keep on writing to these societies. I took certifications anywhere in the world. If I hear there's screenwriting, sometimes I just go online. Sometimes I go physically. Now, answering your questions, my approach to working with people.
Yeah.
First, in Fedman's studios now, what we're bragging is our team. People that understand the value first of relationship, the value of excellence, the beauty of process, the integrity of procedure, and the satisfaction of finished product. So look at me, people like us, as far as God lives, we can't fail. Because I didn't happen, I grew. I didn't just appear on the screen. I failed. Hey, bro. If I open my back and you see the scars of failures, we grew through the processes.
I can imagine.
So when you see us do something excellently well, it's because we have failed. And forgive me again, taking my example. When David took the smooth stone, that was not the first time. He has mastered the art and the science of flinging. It's not the first time. He has mastered it. So we've gone through the process and we're blessed with a team that I believed in, me, team that we failed together, we've cried together, team that now when I read the script, I sent it to my critical society abroad, and now they get excited listening to my perspective. But when I'm done, my team will sit down before me and you just say, well done, sir. Well, now we're done too. So, sir, what was in your mind when you were writing? I mean, I subject myself to critical analysis a lot because I'm a scientist. I like critical and empirical analysis. So, what was on your mind? What do you think about this? The last I had was 7 solid hours explaining a screenplay to my team. And my team are very critical and I give them the room to be themselves. So, ask me to my face because the consumers will not forgive you when your product is wrong.
Yes.
First is my team. Then how do I work with other producers, actors?
Yes.
And I'm going to say this bluntly. I pride in character a lot. See, I said up initially we try to inspire, inform, and entertain. So I'm not trying to do film for film's sake. We're trying to create a tribe of people. See, despite that decency, discipline is eroding, not in my time and not in my place. See, in our days, we aspire to be like, hey, you didn't catch that. You see, we see a big brother having worked. We've seen his decency in processes, procedure, and they happen. We now begin to model our life after that. Now, I will never forget there was a time I entered into a restaurant and I wanted to buy something in Benin, a restaurant. So I ordered for rice and a small boy came and he said he paid for everybody.
Including you.
Plus me. But I refused it. And I said, where did you get the money? And he told me that the money where my papa and mama never seen get up. And the truth of the matter, when the guy brought out the dollars and pounds, not true. I never see that kind of money that time. Ain't no lie. not true talk. So, and I asked myself, see, I'm afraid of the next generation because the culture of hard work no longer exists.
It's not,
so I look at people that have manifested excellence in what they do and they have a track record of a journey in their life. What do I mean by track record of a journey? The elder statesmen, they failed. You see, I've worked with a lot of shades of actor. I've seen black, blue, yellow, and red. But when I could connect with your spirit in terms of decency, honesty, and respect for the craft, and decency and dignity of the human folks, man, I work with you. And in Fedmans, we are particular about our stories. We're not doing story to trend. We're doing stories to change. So when you watch our stories, you get inspired, you get informed, and you get entertained. So I work often with the veterans. If you see most of my stories, not that I have something against the young folks, but there's this calmness age brings. There's this depth age brings.
Maturity.
There's this maturity age brings. And when they interpret your story, you just see, I enjoy the folk. God bless his heart. It's late now. I'm trying to Victor Decker.
Okay.
I remember sitting with him one day. He picked the script like this. He couldn't bang his neck. So he heard the script. He said, you reminded me of 1971. He said it wasn't just then. Before he finished, I sat down what happened in 1971. He blew up my mind. He was reading another line. I was in Aba 1993. What happened in Aba? So there's this depth these old folks bring. Now what happens to the younger generation? There's this fervor, there's this glamour, there's this gliss they bring. So working with them, we balance the depth and the happening to a good story.
Wow.
So far it inspires, inform, entertain, without a wicked undertone. Pretty much.
So you are a bundle of inspiration. Honestly, a bundle of inspiration. What's your advice to young aspiring movie makers?
All right. I'll be blunt about this.
Yeah.
Grow. Fail. fail again. You see, people run after fame. Fame is fleeting. See, there's a dimension of fame you get to, it endures. Everybody just want to happen, talk to celebrity. There's the accidental celebrity. There is the processed celebrity. Learn. See, I discovered that filmmaking is more of beyond the art and the act. There's this three trinity that governs a creative person: the heart, the art, and the act. See, my brother, I'll be very blunt with you. People don't dig deep into processes again. Everybody just come to the shallow. Who are you? I'm a movie maker, I'm a writer, director, producer. Do you know the depth? Calm down and study. See, sir, when you master the act of process and the integrity of procedure, you will endure. See, sir, put me in the bush. In the next 50 years, I'm still a movie maker. I've mastered this failure.
Wow.
Don't be in a hurry. My advice to young filmmakers.
Wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. If you could produce a movie from your favorite book, what would it be?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Now let me tell you about the Lord of the Rings. I get inspired with the way they write. He said, "Filthy with glory." Even the song. I sometimes I delve into the thought of the screenplay. How they were able to weave words. Now let me tell you. Sometimes there was a time for a whole year. My wife could attest to this. Every evening, I just watch Lord of the Rings. You know, you get so acquainted. First, I like the Aragorn story, how you came from nothing. They called him the Mitterrandia, the Ranger, how you were destined for the throne and you were avoiding the throne. That's a talk for another day. Lord of the Rings inspires me a lot. Then, the Legend of the Seeker. I just like depth in history. You see, when you listen to the way they weave word, there's this way they inspire.
Like in the Games of Thrones?
I'm telling you, you get it. He said,
Games of Thrones.
I just feel like saying all the lines out. He said, when he got to the gate, he said, "This victory is for the lords and the land." So when I see the way the writers write, it inspires me a lot. But you can't find any of their lines in my stories. I just get inspired by them.
Any of your most funniest moment in the course of production? The course of production.
Okay, it was in the last job, really.
Your most recent?
Yes, my very last job.
Okay.
I'm very afraid. You see, as a producer, and respectfully an executive producer, I fear for my people a lot because as producer, there's what we call the devil of production, the unforeseen circumstances. So we're shooting on the bush and everybody were cool. We had policemen, but I was not cool. I always paint scenarios in my head. That's why my wife will always say, "My blood, you calm down." I paint scenarios in my head. What if they just come out from the bush? Wait, what's going to happen? Who will I hold? Sam, I paint a lot of the scenarios in my head. What if this person is jumping at? So I pray a lot. So we finished shooting and rain was coming. Very, very heavy rain. And the actors were moving. And I'm always respectfully love being the last because when everybody is in the car, they get to their hotel room, I'm going to be cool. And we all climb the bike. And I kept on saying, "Don't worry, let's go." And as we climbed the bike, leaving the set, the rain started. It was like 10 minutes bike drive in the midst of the forest. At about 7 p.m., everywhere was dark. Bros, this rain beat us. And I remember, I raised up my hand, I was just singing to God, "Hey, I'm losing money. I'm losing my mind. Now rain is beating me. God, if this thing not set." There's no time I remember that. I could, as I am now, I'm laughing. And I look back, and you know, when I look back, and I say this respectfully, when I look back, my team I valued so dear, they were in the rain with me. I'm saying this with all emotion. You know, little things get to me. They could have gone ahead and said, "Oh God, I beg, I don't go, I don't get it." They were in the rain with me.
There.
So when I was stopping my value team, there were some that has gone since, so salt, pillar of salt, water must not touch them, cold will catch me. And this is some things I cherish for the rest of my life. And I won't forget that. You see, I'll say this in passing. Forgive me, I'm referring to the Bible too. The Bible says,
it's okay.
And when David went to war,
It's okay.
that there were sons of the brothers of Goliath that had 6 fingers attacked David, and he fell, almost killed him. And it was Joab that rescued him and said, don't let the light of Israel be put out. And they rescued David. He didn't fight in that war. After they rescued him and took him back, and they won. So in my study, I discovered that there were men of David. There was Adino, the attack monarch. The Bible says he killed 800 people with one sling of spear. Mention Joab. Mention the men who crossed the Philistine garrison to fetch water for him. And when he brought the water, the Bible says he poured it down and said, let me not drink. So the pride of every visionaire are his men.
His men.
Sister, let me tell you now, this will help you. There's little you can do in life with vision. There are people who should believe in your vision.
Yes.
And my memorable moment answering your question is when that rain was heavy, in the midst of uncertainty, I was not alone.
Wow.
I wasn't.
Wow. This is deep.
My bike was the first to land inside the rain. And everybody, I saw them coming and hopping down. And you know, when they were coming down, they were not running to the vehicle. And all I kept on hearing is, sir, go to your car. Sir, go to your car. I'm like, no, let everybody go. No, God, go to your car. I cherish that. That's a moment I won't. And it was a memorable moment.
Say you had a great team. You had a great team.
No, I still have.
You have.
I will always have. I will protect having.
I love that.
if bad team don't suffer you, you go protect the one you get. Just kidding. That's answering your question.
Anyway, in conclusion,
we're concluding.
We're almost though. Not the final question.
All right.
How hard or how tough it is, logistically, that is, working with actors, everybody in their own right are stars.
Yeah.
How tasking, how challenging.
Let me lie to you, sir. First, take this lie. Movie making is extremely expensive.
Okay.
Tasking. And can I lie to you again?
I suppose.
It will run you mad.
I would agree with that.
So, it depends on what you're looking for. You see, I don't know. I don't know why people are proud. Working with star.
Yeah.
We did an audition recently, and we had celebrity on the audition table, and I was just cracking a joke. Do you know this person? The lady said, oh, this is my childhood hero. Do you know this person? Oh, this is my childhood hero. Do you know me? No, I don't know you. Now me bring everybody come on, now me pay, but they don't know me. See, excuse me, sir. These people are celebrity.
They're celebrities.
I think I need to talk to the generation. Accord them the honor. It's not easy to be popular. Go and ask my younger brother in Abeokuta, Portable. Popularity is not easy.
It's not easy.
They have failed. They have their stories.
It's not easy. It's not
so working with stars is, some of them can be respectfully, some of them can be defiant. Sometimes you want to remove your slip. You know how you beat babies? Remove your slippers and slap some of them. Get sense. But we know what we're looking for. And
yes. You have to be result oriented.
I like the culture of my team. We brought you here not to sup with us. In the next 10 days, you're gone. Please, for the next few minutes, do our work. We respect you. No, we in Fedmans, there's something we do. We honor people. Ask whosoever we've worked with. We value people. You've paid your dues. You have your history.
Yeah.
People should value people. So that's how we treat celebrity with respect, not at the expense of our team. Hey, bro, you're only going to spend 10 minutes and you're gone, but there are people in the bush behind the camera. We value our team. So there's equal value per time. While we respect you for your history, we value our people for their processes. And working with different folk, man, I've worked with beautiful souls. Kepi Ekpeyong, man, it's easy to work with that man. That man is an angel that used to gym. He meets from heaven. Then I've worked with people you just you can't call them out, but there are some people you just remember their name now, like wow. Then I've worked with very intelligent folks. And I've worked with a very dull fellow who doesn't know anything. And they will be arguing with you blindly. But bros, money is going. Time is going. And another thing is, all of them deserve our respect.
Yes, exactly.
They are veterans. See, if you don't defer to the people that have gone before you, you won't go far. You cannot attract what you don't admire. There are some the results we admire. So we work with everybody with respect to their exposure, knowledge, and their idiosyncrasies. So in all sense of honesty, we just value them. You are here to help us do our story. And when you're gone, we can call you again. Like if you see the respectable number, we've worked with her over and over again. We work with a lot of them. Is it Uncle Number Young? Everybody with their own favor and flavor. Soldier go, soldier come, remain. But you know the barrack will be our crew.
Okay.
We pamper them because if the what's the word now? If the artillery of the barrack is not oiled, they won't shoot next time.
Very, very
so soldier fee go come out. But you see, this is our barrack. So when you ask, our product is not, our pride is not necessarily in our product. It's the fact that even if our product fail, there are soldiers in the trenches.
You can always produce another.
Are very intelligent.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So that's pretty much on that.
Okay. If you would work with any director, any movie director, dead or alive, Nigeria, outside Nigeria, internationally, everywhere, who would that be? You have a choice.
Spielberg.
And why?
Okay, I like his first approach. I've done a lot of reading about him.
Okay.
I like his approach. I think he's one of the biggest director there is or producer there is. I like his,
in the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like, and he's subject to debate. I like his approach to storytelling. I like his approach to prop usage. I like his approach to camera framing. I like his approach to interpersonal analysis of characters. See, there's something we do. Nothing is, see, I don't have esteem issue. I respectfully.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking for anybody to affirm me. I'm not a big baby who looks for attention. I don't need my crew to celebrate me, Oga. No. Everything we do, we subject it to critical and rational argument.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
So we don't just wake up and say, this story. Sometimes we could be shooting. My team will ask me, sir, why this thing bend like this? I'll say, but guy, we don't argue this in past. I'm just reasoning. I won't veto it. When you veto people, you lose their sense of creativity. Spielberg said something. He said the beauty of filmmaking is ability to harness everybody's thought. See, you could be the director. I've been on a set before, and you will just hear, sir, this line, I'm telling you, sir, I've forgotten. At that minute, my mind is gone somewhere else. But because I trust the integrity of my team, I could stray, trusting that they are committed to the vision. Hey, bro, if I have a dream that is not serious, my life and destiny will be back there. So Steven Spielberg dimension to storytelling is you see, there's knowledge, there's experience. But when you see knowledge, experience, and talent in one person,
all in one,
and humility, it fascinates me.
That's gold.
There's something that fascinates me about people is humility and ability to learn. Being an avid reader and a researcher, everything is a theory subject to debate and analysis. So nothing is cast in stone. That's why if you're before your professors, when you talk, they will say you should quote a reference. So sometimes when somebody talk, it's elicit research in my mind. And sometimes when you talk with authority, this is what I do to people. When I discover you're an empty barrel, you don't talk, I listen. Or I affirm you. If you say, the color of that thing is red, when I know you are not there, you are correct. You're red. Just get out and push away. But when you're intelligent, I just like, really? Yeah. Let's have intelligent discussion. So Spielberg is still somebody I read his work. And sometimes when I watch his movie, I look at his attention to details.
Okay.
Man. Okay. See, so that it doesn't look as if I'm hyping and marketing him. The guy try.
Okay.
They try. And coming to the Nigerian space,
yes,
with due respect to him, is Kunle Afolayan. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
there's something that we don't have in Nigeria is generational consistency. Ability for somebody to end a baton, another person takes it.
Yeah.
Every creative folks is a product of their experience, exposure, and knowledge. But there's something that fascinates me about him is ability to run with his father's vision.
Okay.
And I see his children doing that. And I just see a family culture sustained over 2 generations. It fascinates me. And I've been privy accidentally to be on his set. And I saw the way he carries himself.
Okay.
It fascinates me. And I was reading his interview one time, and he said those days whenever they finish from school, they drop their bag at home, that their lunch is going to be on set. Just the way though I didn't go through that, my fathers, they will say when they come back from school, having walked 10 miles, they will drop their bag at home, their food is on the farm. So this guy's food is on the set. So from a young age, he has seen generations of. So when he did his latest, his last movie, and he brought Hobart Ogunde's son to act, I see generational interplay. It fascinates me. It fascinates me. And another person I respect is Lighting Job, and is Toka in Kaduna, your place. Wow. I like the way he lights. I just enjoys the way he lights. Okay. You know, we're all product of knowledge, and so I won't be selling you speedback to. We have fantastic people. Another person who I enjoy their lighting sequence is Stanley Ohikwari, product of University of Benin alma mater. I just enjoy the way they light and the way they light. So I just glean from a lot, and I stalk intelligent people a lot. I just watch how they do what they do. Wow. But bro, speedback any day.
Anytime. Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, and my final question.
Thank you, please.
We're there, finally. Finally, we're there. Assuming you have a room full of the movie industry stakeholders, what would you want to tell them, and what would you want to change? These are 2 questions in one. What would you want to tell them, and what would you want to change in today's Nollywood industry?
I'm going to be very blunt about this. Depth.
Okay.
We are more fascinated. You see, a lot of charismatic storytellers are coming out that lack depth.
Okay.
Most of us were able to hone the characters we have today because we watched films of those days. And in the heydays of our growth was the super story. Okay. If you sit down and watch an average Nigerian movie now, respectfully, what is my 10-year-old son going to learn? See, what is my 4-year-old son going to learn?
Going to learn from it.
Do you know the life I'm living today? Do you know when I envisioned it? I was in primary 5.
Wow.
Ultimate college. Wow. I saw that I was going to have a big car. I remember Major Omobude, the son of retired Major Omobude, came home from Kotangora. He was a major then. I was very young. He drove into the compound with his wife, fine baby, with his uniform. And I saw the way his wife called up to them, because then we don't see that their mommy hug. We only see it on TV. And we didn't have TV then. Yeah. And I told myself, this is what my life is going to look like. And watching anything I watch, I see my vision. I see my future. We don't have that now. You see people now, there is no depth in our story. That's on one side. 2, let's tell our stories. So,
let's be real with the stories.
No matter how you watch the Chinese movie, you see their capitalism, feudalism expressed in their story. We are not appealing to see, sir. Whether you call them a dictatorship or dictatorial society, it is their way of life. This is not necessarily the land of the free or the home of the brave. We have the depth. We pride ourselves in character. You see, some people lie to us and say we are old school. But if you go into Buckingham Palace today, you're still going to kneel to the Queen. Let's accentuate the beauty of our culture. Culture is not going to the back and using spear to fight.
Yeah.
What are our ideals? When we're growing up, you don't steal. It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
How did we move from you don't steal that we now begin to celebrate Yahoo boys?
No, that's it. Totally off who we are.
So when I have a room, filmmakers, tell your story and don't be afraid to be original. We are African. There's something that defines us. See, because I'm a researcher, when you go around the world, there's something that defines the black race is resilience. Oh, bro, If you walk through the street of Manchester's to the crucible of London's, coming to the Birmingham's, you see the black folks walking into the depth of the night, resilience. And you see the white folks, they just cuddle up. The government is going to handle everything. Hey, we are people of depth and resilience, people of knowledge. Go to the white communities, the universities, black folks that are going to school there. Now, see, education is becoming filthy and frayed. Nobody values reading again. Filmmakers should tell our stories. Pursue after knowledge. See, sir, respectfully. I will never forget what Idiagbonya said. He said he drinks, but he doesn't drink.
The legend.
He said he doesn't drink where people are walking because it's an inspiration to the next generation. Let's come from this slapdog of not being criticized. Thank God for what Cinema Pointers is doing. How many writers can take criticism? Bro, what you write is nothing. See, I have sat down, spent 4 nights to write, and my crew told me, say, sir, Oga, this thing not be script, oh. If you like say, I come on my sleepers, begin to install them. But you know, nobody want to be confronted. Directors sit down, you don't know how to direct. Hear your crew talk to you. You are not an umpire who doesn't take correction. Importantly, let us also value crew. See, creativity is an us thing. The Bible says, and God said, let us. Most filmmakers, just the director
from
said,
the beginning, it has always been a team.
I get it. I get upset sometimes when I talk and they said the director has said it, that is fine now. Hey, it's not fine now. Let another person think it.
Yes.
Let's subject it to rationality. Let's be able to agree without disrespecting hierarchy. If my father has seen decency in the art of those days, if my father has seen art, decency of those days, he will have pushed. Now art is lucrative. People now see people. Finally, character. Caesar
Seems lucky.
It's obvious. You see the young folk disrespecting the old folk. You see the old folk bullying the young folk. You see the old folk forming a cartel not to be disrespected by the young folks. Why don't we let character percolate? And I think the absence of character is this happening syndrome. You could be popular. Hey man, you could be popular, but these people have scars. And I think if we sit down to have a renaissance, which everybody is not ready to talk about, and let some of these our old folks sit back and don't begin to condition our story to your personhood. They call you because you're a legend, come and act, and you say a legend sits down. Is that what the script says? And because you two, you're a legend, I spend millions of naira to bring you. Okay, sit down. Creativity died before we created. A lot to say, but before I tell a lot of filmmakers what not to do, I think we should celebrate where we've got into as a nation. Oh man, we are the third, if not the second largest producer of movie in the whole world, without any government intervention. And these folks are trying. Folks are trying, running from set to set, honing their skills, jumping on adverts. And we should celebrate what Funke Akindele is doing. She's a Nigerian. She's from my birthplace. These people are doing anything just to trend. She will jump into the bucket just to trend. And I think we should allow the intellectual to also percolate our industry. Let's subject our script to rational criticism. Whether it's constructive or unconstructive, let the audience value what we churn out. And pretty much that's why we're here. We're not in haste, but we're in a hurry. Because a generation is coming from behind. We're going to change the narrative. We're going to value people. And above all, we're going to make money.
Wow, it's been like you made me feel as though I was in a class.
Really?
All through. Definitely, this was a wealth of experience that we've drawn from, and I believe the viewer out there has gained a lot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have to draw the curtains on today's edition of your favorite podcast, Inside Life. I remain your boy, Shane the Magnificent. Do have yourself a blessed time. Sir, thank you very much for blessing us with your time
It's an honor.
and everything. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you so dearly.